All right. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we got. Let's see if this is working right. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Oh boy. Hey Jim, great to see you. Oh, so how are you doing? How's everybody doing today? I'll tell you, it was a gorgeous day, gorgeous here in Los Angeles, and it had been kind of frowny and not so lovely here for a little while. It's really disappointing. I had a gig in Long Beach that was a bunch of fog, and you're supposed to be on the ocean playing a gig, and it was gross. So hopefully it's pretty nice where you guys are at. There we go. So this is there we go. Sorry, we're gonna fire the tech person there. This is the office hours. Great to see you, Eric. This is time for office hours. So I made another Christmas arrangement of Joy to the World that's inappropriately jazz, and I did it just to upset I don't know, the anti-jazz, I guess. Hey John, great to see you. I bet it's cold there. You know, I kind of wish it snowed here occasionally because we just don't have any seasons. You know what I mean? Like we don't have any variation in our seasons. So, anyways, so how's your guys' practicing going? How's your first of all, we talked about how important Christmas songs are recently, right? Or Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, holiday songs, whatever. I don't want to get in any trouble. You can have my snow. You can have my snow. But I want to see how you guys are coming along with any Christmas material because I'm going to upload some more to the Patreon today after the office hours, including this custom arrangement. Here, I'll play it for you guys right now. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me know how you're doing on your Christmas material. Sorry. I'll tune this guitar eventually. Oof. Joy to the world. So there it is. There it is. So, hey, great to see you, Tom. How you doing? There's snow. Marilee, great to see you. Um, well, you missed my rendition of "Joy to the World" that was neither joyful nor worldly, but I'm putting it up on the Patreon anyways. So, what have you guys been working on? What's been going on with you guys? I have a confession to make. I am coming very close to purchasing another guitar, and we should set up 12-step meetings at this point, right? Because the argument that I somehow need another guitar is a very difficult one to make. I think you could actually legally justify putting me in some sort of program if I did buy another one. But I plan to. I'm going to buy an SG with a Maestro on it, which is it's a dream of mine. Only because I really like the guitar player from Tom Petty's band. It's unseasonably warm weather. Tom, you're in. Oh, yeah, you're in Southwest Colorado. Yeah. Wow. It was really warm here for a while. thank you, Eric. Those are affirming statements, as we like to call them in the program. I need this guitar. I need it so I don't do something stupid somewhere else. Sorry. Oh, is that the one from a few years ago, John? Need has absolutely. Thank you, Marilee. Marilee's like, I'm not co-signing this. Okay, I'm not going to co-sign. So one overlooked common Christmas song that everybody, you can get a twofer out of this one, right? So it's both What Child Is This? And no, John, I didn't. I'll have to check that. Oh, John's got a picture of his new SG. You know what? I don't want to screw up the stream if I pull it up right now. But I will go on there and look. Absolutely. Was it recently, John, that you got it? Did it fill the need? Do you feel as though you're quenched and you no longer need to purchase guitars? Because that's really what I should be asking. So this song, you get a twofer. That's why it's a good one to learn. So you both get Green Sleeves and What Child Is This? Probably change keys. So yeah, you get a twofer out of that one. That's why that one's a good one to do. I'll put that one up there too. It's written by Anonymous. You may know of them. It's a beautiful artist out of the. You know what? This is actually, and this isn't. This is an easy enough of an arrangement that I think most folks could do it. Even if as long as you're sort of in the advanced beginner and up category, I think you'd be able to do it. There's a lot of like separated string picking. So if you're working on something like Blackbird, it's going to really help here where you're doing a lot of tenths. Ooh. No. I think it is a lot like Wheel in the Sky, Marilee, actually, that because it's got that tenth sound. So that's a good ear. That's a great ear. Yeah, so I think this one is a very doable one, and some of these are a little bit harder than that. But I mean, this one is something that I think is really approachable. And let's see, how much time do we have before Christmas? It's the 15th, so you got 10 days. 10 days. So if you cut the guitar buying down to 2 guitars, there's a possibility that you'd have time to learn this. Now, don't get me wrong. I know it's asking a lot. John, Epiphone SG is old, but the tremolo is new. Oh, it won't be complete until I can mount the roller bridge and intonate. Yeah, so there you go. So John's talking about. So I think that the SGs that have trems on them, whether it be the Maestro or a Bigsby, are notoriously hard to keep in tune, no matter what you do, short of some sort of divine spiritual intervention of some kind, which I don't know about. But it's just altogether to begin with, the shorter scale does not handle tuning in general as well as a longer scale does. You guys may have noticed like a bass stays in tune a lot longer. The string tension has a lot to do with that. So does other elements. But the longer scale allows for more stability and a less variance in pitch when you strike a string. So the longer it is, the less it's going to vary in pitch distance. And so shorter scale instruments, and a Gibson's just a little bit shorter, is going to have, or a Les Paul is. An SG, I'm not sure. It might actually be the same size. So this could all be a moot point now that I think about it. But the other thing is that because the headstock is clipped back at a 45, or no, it's 35 degree angle, whenever you use a vibrato on it, there's more string tension between the tuners and the nut, and that causes more grab at the nut. So you got to keep them really lubricated and keep it clean, folks. Okay, I know, but we're all perpetually in junior high. I was trying to tell my nephew. He's like, "Well, when do you stop like thinking about like stupid stuff all the time?" And I said, "You really don't. You just learn how not to say the stupid things you're constantly thinking about." Ooh, Dance with the Sugar Plum Flares is a great one. Um, I had one of that years ago, and I don't know where it is, but that's a really good one to do. There's so many good ones, you guys. So, are you guys working on any Christmas song? Either solo guitar, could just be, honestly, it doesn't have to be some sort of arrangement that's this grandiose thing. Could just be have yourself a merry little Christmas. Right? It doesn't have to be a big, huge guitar thing. Carol the Bells, great one to do. Great one to do. Absolutely. Are you doing the rocker Carol the Bells? Or are you going more classical? Because that song really lends itself to both. Who's heard the, what was the one that was really popular a while back? Something Siberian Orchestra or something like that. Or more classical. There you go. So something you can take out to the neighbors and the friends without offending everyone. I think, so Feliz Navidad, you may have heard of it, just to put some culture into this conversation, right? It's a great song to work on octaves. So if you have... It's a great song to kind of get your octaves going because most people can sing this song to themselves. And so if you can find the single note on the first and second string, you're going to be able to know what the octave shape is. So how are you guys with octaves right now? Is everybody pretty... Greg, great to see you, buddy. Is everybody pretty octave covered? Are you guys covered all your bases on your octave? Sorry, I'm just reading all these. Are you guys pretty pro octave out there? I think octaves are probably one of the most important guitar tools in terms of understanding the fretboard and being able to read on all the strings and also being able to transmute what you're playing into a melody range. So let's say it's usually easy to kind of know how to play something here. But if you can translate that octaves away, you're going to be able to play through a lot of different things in a more melody appropriate key. So then when you go to play it maybe with single notes, and start adding bass line in, octaves are going to be a great key to be able to do that. So just really quick, if anybody isn't familiar, the octave shape, if you're here on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, it's on the 5th fret of the 4th string. If you're on the A string, it's on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. And then it's the larger shape for these last 2 strings. So the 3rd fret of the 4th string would be the 6th fret of the 2nd string, and the 3rd fret of the 3rd string would be the 6th fret of the 1st string. So there's 2 shapes total. You have the smaller shape, which is 2 frets apart and 2 strings down, counting the string you're on. G, G on the 4th string. C, C on the 3rd string. F, F on the 2nd string. B flat on the 1st string. Oh, really? You must have kids, John, because I don't even know what Gen X would call it now. Spy Hunter? Yeah, you know what, Marilee? It's a great way to kind of expand really easily. So let's say you knew, I'll keep it classy. Let's say, let's see. It's just a song I heard on the radio today. So it's Miss the Saturday Dance. It's don't get around much anymore. It's like an old jazz song. So if you played it octaves, da. So just taking that melody, if you can figure any melody that you really like on a single string and then add octaves using those two shapes. So the first thing is you got to make sure you can play the shape patterns really well and then go from there. Let's see. Bass is always the smaller octave shape, and the octaves are definitely important. Yeah. Yeah, Eric. So, sorry, I'm reading your comments. Yeah, so I mean, so on a bass, octaves kind of add a cool chorus effect too. I always like the idea of doing it on bass. Also, if you're doing a lot of slapping, you're going to use a lot of octaves. This is on Eugene's setting because I'm using Eugene's amp that he uses for our little show, and there's a lot of like a slapback delay, and I don't know what else is on there, but it's courageous. The tone is courageous. Yes, play this Saturday at a Winter Farms, held at a greenhouse, brushed up on Christmas. Ooh, Christmas song. Mary, what the? Wow. Oh, that's the Hawaiian. Right. Sorry. Christmas Island. Ooh, Christmas Island. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Little Christmas, and a cool one by Cliffhanger. Tom's got us on a cliffhanger. Oh. Surfing Santa, among others, on ukulele. Oh, that's awesome. Way to go, Tom. That's very cool. Veronica Vox. There's a stage name. So I have a Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas arrangement. I'll show you guys just a little piece of it. So this is the chord melody style of arrangement in a really simple form. So if you picture every melody note is either going to have a chord attached or it's going to be in between a set of chords. And this is a really good example that I was used for teaching that. Sorry. So you get the idea, right? And it gets more complicated from there. But just showing the very basics of this, the idea is melody note on the top should always be a little bit louder than the rest of the chord. And, boy, the chorus makes it a little weird. Sorry about that. A real thing to practice here is if you got one way to voice this. So let's say that's the one you have now. You could try finding another way. So, okay. There's another way to voice it, right? Or if I put this note higher up. That one's pretty high up. But does that make sense? So it's a real process of attaching the bass note to the melody note first, and then trying out different chord options within each category. And I think the best way to do it is probably just learn a lot of arrangements and really look closely at what other people are doing and kind of get an idea out of that about what sounds and what approaches you like. But that does take quite a bit of sort of active learning on it. Let's see what we got here. She might be. Adjust your camera down, sure. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know, Marilee. See, Marilee will keep you in check. Is that better? Hopefully. Ooh, mouth trumpet. Do you guys know any like seriously hyper talented mouth trumpet folks? Because I do. There's some people that I play with here that are amazing mouth trumpets. Oh, she was on J-Lo. So this is like a legit person, Tom. It's worse. God. Hold on. Let me see what's going on here. That's worse? It can't be worse. Is it really worse? You guys let me know. Okay, so what else is going on? What else have you guys been working on? You can't see my face. Oh, well, okay, you can't have both. Let's see. Hold on. Let me look here. Okay, now that should be better. Good deal. Boy, it must have been years ago if it was Jay Leno, right? I mean, how long has it been since Jay Leno was on air? I think it's been probably a good 15 years now, at least. You can see both my guitar and the face on the phone. John says you can see guitar and face. All right, so here's another one that I'm working on. I'll share with you guys. Feel free to ask me any questions you might have, too, about anything, really. Financial advice, perhaps, or maybe I should be requesting that. So basically, this is more of that single bass note with melody line in sixths. So if you guys have learned sixths on the guitar, this is going to be really helpful when you're coming up with your solo guitar arrangements. It's really easy to learn it in the key of F. If you learn it in the key of E, it takes a little while to translate it down the neck. You're still going to have to learn how to do it from a fully fretted position. So major sixth starting on F is going to be F and A on the third and first string. And you have B flat and G, C and A. You have D and B flat, E and C, F and D, G and E, and then F and A again. So, and you'll notice that some of those notes were flipping as we went on, right? So there's really only 2 sixth shapes on each string set, and it's always going to be by string sets on guitar when it's the shape of a sixth. So it's either the major sixth shape, which looks like this, or the minor sixth shape, which looks like that. So the major sixth shape, they're spaced out 1 fret on the first and third strings. It also applies to the other strings, but we'll just stick to 1 set for now. And the minor sixth shape, which is going to be spaced on the same fret. And that's the fingering I use. A lot of people use they use their pinky and their third finger for that. It's sort of what you're comfortable with. And it's major sixth, then a whole step up, minor sixth, whole step up, minor sixth, whole step up, major sixth, whole step up, major sixth, whole step, minor sixth, major sixth. So you can do this by first looking at the F major scale on 1 string, and then attaching the sixth below. So if we look at the F major scale, you have F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. So one more time, that's F, whole step, G, whole step, A, whole, half, whole, half. The formula for major scale. Half step B flat, whole step C, whole step D, whole step E, half step F. So once we add the sixth shape below that, which is the note below, is a sixth sound, you end up with major, minor sixth, a whole step up, minor sixth, a whole step up, major sixth, a half step up, major sixth, a whole step up, minor sixth, a whole step up, minor sixth, a whole step up, and major sixth, a half step up. Now, I didn't know any of that for, I don't know, the first 18 years of my life playing sixths, from whatever age, that I started till I was 18. So I just played sixth and learned the shape by ear, which is not a bad idea. If you over-intellectualize some of this, you get caught off of just sort of learning it. So I think the easiest way to go with this is just to learn the sixth shapes. And and then be able to put them on different sets eventually. Well, duh, why didn't they figure that out? Thanks for pointing out about the shapes. No, I mean, it's there's a lot of different ways of thinking about this too. So not everybody thinks about it from the angle of a major scale or a minor scale if you're in a minor key. Most people don't think about it at all, and they just sort of play sixths, and they're just familiar with how to shape this pattern out. This is the famous guitar thing. We learn things by shapes, and so then we move shapes around because our instrument really works well with patterns, whereas if we played a saxophone, it wouldn't work that way. We'd have to make an entirely new shape in a different key. So we can transpose keys without having to change shapes. It's the one advantage, so don't knock it. Most of the other stuff is completely not advantaged, including we have no vertical approach like other things. Brown Eyed Girl, so that's Brown Eyed Girl is a great example, Jim, right? So if you're playing the intro to that. A lot of people play this with thirds, actually. So a lot of people will play. So I've heard people do both. I don't even remember which one is right offhand. I'd have to pull up the song and listen to it again. But no one's probably going to stop you on the street for doing it with thirds because thirds are the inverse interval of a sixth. So if we take a look at a sixth, if we look at, let's say, in the key of G for Brown Eyed Girl, if we have G to B, that relationship is a third away, G, A, B. But if we go from B to G, we end up at a sixth. B, C, D, E, F, G. So those are called inverse intervals, meaning a second and a seventh are inverse intervals. A sixth and a third are inverse intervals. A fourth and a fifth are inverse intervals. A fifth and a fourth are inverse intervals. And then we're back at sixth and a third and seventh and a second. So meaning inverse is the relationship between them is the same. Is somebody's baby sixths? Yes. Merrily, I believe it is. Yeah. So you can hear that sound because it's a wider sound than a third. Here's the same two notes as a third. So this is G and B. That's the 8th fret of the second string, the 7th fret of the first string. And then if you hear them as a sixth, you hear a much wider space, even though it's the same two notes. Eugene's chorus is not helping this lesson at all. So, do you know "Oh Christmas Tree"? Oh Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, da 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 da. I think. Well, here, let's do this, Greg. That's a great question. We were talking about octaves earlier, so let's figure out where those notes are, because this is what I would inspire you guys to do with Christmas songs. It's such a low lift to look for notes on the guitar when it comes to Christmas songs because they're already so stuck in your head, right? So, see, I'm just sort of fishing around, right? Okay, so if I want to voice all of that on one string, this note B, I have to put open. Now I'll do that and find octaves for each one. So for the B, I'm going to have to put the octave here. But for the rest of these, I can play the regular octave shape. So the first step would be sound out the melody on a single string. You don't have to do it on a single string. It just makes it easier to apply the octave shape. So you're sort of putting some boundaries on it so it doesn't get too hard too fast. Sound it out on a single string, and then go back and try to play it with octaves. And you could stop at the first step if that's hard enough, and just work on that with a lot of different Christmas songs. So let's pick another example, or excuse me, another key, and figure it out. So let's say I want to do it on the first string. So da da, that's a fifth. Okay, I want to try it in another key. This was in the key of E, assuming it starts on the 1, which we can talk about later. But let's say I want to do it in the key of G on the first string. So I'm going to start on G. Da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. That seems elementary and simple, but if you can sing the notes you're playing on the guitar, just imagine what you can do when you're playing with other people. So when you're with other people and you're going to jam and they're playing, I don't know if this is your jam. It could be something totally different. Whatever your jam is, right? But we're gonna do this one because all right now. So if I want to sing and play lines over this, it's all going to be that process over a long period of time, learning how to sing exactly what notes you're playing. And it's just an endlessly valuable skill, and it takes a lot of the academics out of this, right? I mean, the academics are fun, but they're not kind of the more, if you'll excuse me, the metaphysical side of music where you're learning something sort of just through feeling. And that's kind of what brought you to play music when you're a kid to enjoy it in the first place. So you definitely don't want to remove too much feeling of it and make it too cerebral. So I think learning how to play a melody that you know really well on one string is super valuable, and then add octaves to it. Then if we tried to, step 3, put a voicing to it. So let's say we did it in that G. It's okay. There's a really simple chording of those notes, right? It could get a lot more complicated. But step 1, learn how to play a melody you really love on a single string, right? Just sound it out by ear. Find the notes one at a time. And if you feel like your singing voice isn't there, usually you can still hear whether it's the right note or not. If you don't feel like you can hear whether it's the right note or not, go to a recording of someone singing it really clearly. So with jazz students, we always tell them to use like Frank Sinatra versions of stuff because Frank Sinatra sang most of the songs really clearly. It wasn't, too what we call like melismatic, or it didn't have so much movement in the vocal line. But if it's a song like this, you might just go to an older version of it and listen to the person singing it and go note by note. And then find each one of those notes on your guitar and then attach an octave to it if you want to take the next step. So it almost seems too simple, but it's like how people have been doing it forever, right? And so a lot of the academic parts of this are, do you guys know how, for instance, right now, everybody has like a disorder or something, right? And fair enough, by the way. But all of these names of these disorders, like whether they be mental disorders or physical disorders, they're all like invented names for ways to bill an insurance company or ways to classify things and put order around them. That's what the sort of academic side of music is. It's a way to put order around something that doesn't intrinsically have any names or order to it. So sometimes as students will over prioritize the order of learning music, the understanding of everything, and will under prioritize the feeling side of it, which is really the side that is the most fun, but can also expose the greatest weaknesses a lot. Yes, you do, Jim. And I want to tell you that admitting it is the first step, right? That's step 1. What is step 1? Somebody help me. Step 1's like realize that you were powerless over buying gear. And I think that's just it. You realize that you're powerful. Now, folks, we have to come to believe that we could be restored to not constantly buying gear. And then we'll need a higher power to stop us from buying it, which is it's going to be the credit card company, by the way. If you want to know, the higher power is Visa in this particular situation. MasterCard for some of you. So hey, this has been fun. Can you guys make sure you like this for me? Because I know I'm supposed to do that, and I'm gonna upload a couple of these and load them onto the Patreon. So eventually, as this becomes more orderly, these will be more exclusive and they'll have more content in them, and I think they'll be even more official. But do we want to? No, Marilee, see, that's my problem. Is I am in active guitar addiction, and I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. I don't care what happens. I'll take the consequences. No, luckily it's not too severe of an addiction. But the SG's coming, folks. It's coming, and I'm I have so many Fenders that don't worry, it won't hurt their feelings. Okay, so I'll upload a couple of these to the Patreon, and then I hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you on Wednesday. We're gonna do. I was gonna call. What do you guys think I should call this? It's a Christmas one, obviously, with me and Eugene. I was thinking about calling it Bah Humbug. The hardest part of these is coming up with the names, and then making like the little thumbnails for YouTube. But I'm thinking Bah Humbug just to kind of make it stupid. And then I'm also thinking about trying to find, or maybe just adding, go with it. Maybe just adding like AI. Oh, I should make an AI picture of me and Eugene cuddling a guitar. Oh. This is fantastic. And I still have a couple of the, like, what do you call them? The disgusting Christmas sweaters that Fender gave me a long time ago. Oh, Greg, it's definitely going to be, it's like wine red, like kind of the traditional SG color. It's a 70s reissue custom shop SG it's not the Maestro tremolo, but it's the other one that, I'll have to look up the name. Stupid is always a good choice. Hey, it's stupid because if I start taking if we take ourselves seriously, then gosh, that really would be stupid. And now we're all talking about gear. It sounds like the addiction has taken hold. I'll tell you the other thing is I have a bunch of pedal boards. Someday I'll turn the camera around and show you guys this room. But so I have a bunch of pedal boards and I use them for different gigs. And my other big addiction, you guys, is pedals, and it's bad. It's very bad. Yeah. In fact, like there's one here that I just got the other day that's totally unnecessary and I don't need it. And of course, there's a lot of shame and guilt. But it has the word sparkle in it. What do you want? All right, folks. So give me an O on the keyboard for office hours, just so to make the algorithms happy. And I'm gonna upload a couple. I'll scan a few of these and upload them to Patreon. And I sure do appreciate all of you for hanging out with us and for supporting us on Patreon and elsewhere. And we're just going to keep plugging along and bring a good end to this year. You know what I mean? All right, everybody. Have a great evening. Take care of yourselves. Go easy on the gear. You don't have to stop today. It's one day at a time. One guitar at a time, right? Just one. One bass at a time, Eric. And we'll go from there. All right, boys and girls, have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves. Say nice things to yourselves. Positive affirmations. Stuart Smalley. Thanks, everybody. See you soon. See you Wednesday.